of security, that would suggest that the White House and President Trump is open to its eventual release.
This whole thing is becoming a political football for both the Republicans and the Democrats.
Yes, it is, and it's, I've got to say, a political football that's left a lot of Americans quite baffled by certainly the small print that we have seen initially in the first memo and likely in this. People are saying probably a longer memo from the Democrats, and certainly it highlights a lot of strength of feeling. It also highlights, and we saw this last week, strength of feeling about the very release of memos addressing security matters and details about the FBI and how they operate. There's certainly quite a body of opinion that says the initial memo shouldn't have been released, and this one shouldn't be released either.
Okay, thank you very much. That's our North America correspondent, Peter Bowes. Now, US officials say they're considering what action to take after two British jihadis were captured in Syria. Alexander Koti and El Shafi El Sheikh were part of a team of 4 British IS members who the Americans say killed 27 hostages. Families of their victims have called for them to stand trial. Daniel Sanford reports.
They became the most infamous gang of foreign fighters in the self-styled Islamic State. Callous torturers and public executioners of hostages. Jihadi John, his real name Mohammed Emwazi, now dead. Ain Davis, in prison in Turkey. And the 2 men we now know were captured last month, Alexander Koti and El Shafi El Sheikh. The gang are suspected of beheading Alan Henning, a driver and aid worker from Eccles, and David Haynes, a long-time aid worker from Perth, his daughter now contemplating what punishment his newly captured suspected killers should face.
They should die a long, slow, painful death. And I think quite a lot of people will understand that they should be allowed to live. But realistically, that's not going to happen. And you have to come to terms with that. And then the best thing for them is to be locked up and throw away the key. They should never be allowed back in society because they will just recruit people and they will just do this again.
And for the sake of her father, if they end up in court, she will go to watch.
If it goes to trial, I'll certainly be there. Certainly want to look them in the eye and let them know that I'm who I am and they have destroyed a big part of my life. And hopefully there will be some sort of justice.
Some of the gang's hostages were freed, including former French reporter Nicolas Hénin. He wants them to have the fairest trial possible.
I would not be happy if they were just sent to Guantanamo Bay because this